everyone, welcome back to our Star Telecom feature videos about Genesys AI tool suite. We are the solution consultants team here. My name is Edgar, and again on the video today is Ryan and Alexander. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Excellent. So for the part 2 of this video, we're going to be talking about and demonstrating, or Ryan's going to be talking about and demonstrating the predictive tool suite. So that tool suite includes predictive engagement and predictive routing. So with that, Ryan, do you want to take over?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We're actually going to start here by looking at the predictive routing tool set. And we actually have a few different queues here where we've run a predictive routing evaluation to see what will be the actual estimated effects of implementing predictive routing on these queues. So I can go here and actually see, based off these tests, so it's an evaluation for about 14 days, based off of average handle time, we're actually going to bring that average handle time down by around 6.2%, which doesn't seem like a lot. But over time, as we can see, with just a short sample size, we'd be saving almost 29 hours worth of handle time. There's 29 extra hours for your agents to be spending doing something else. And this does vary from queue to queue based off of the amount of calls and essentially the other pieces that are happening in there as well. But we can also take a look at some of the previous tests that have been done on this queue. Is not only would we bring down that average handle time, but we'd also be bringing down that transfer rate by about 10%. So really improving that first call resolution and making sure that we're getting the right information as quickly as possible. And if we flip over to some of our other queues, we can see that they do vary based off the queue and based off of the call volume coming in. Whereas, for example, down here, we have a low optimization potential, as well as one where predictive routing isn't even available. Okay.
And Ryan, so I think that also, right, that's because the routing method that these queues are set on, right? So the preferred agent routing, obviously that's a very specialized routing method.
Yes.
And the other one, their temp Q2, is because there's just maybe not enough data, or it's a low volume queue.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you really need to have enough data flowing through to make the most use of it. And you can see the Canada queue here is actually basing it off of the transfer rate. So it's bringing down 248 transfers over that estimated period. Whereas that first one we looked at is based off of that average handle time.
All right.
So we're going to shift gears here over to the predictive engagement side. And we're actually going to take a look at it from a customer's perspective to start with. So here I have a little demo website set up, and I'm coming in and I'm looking to purchase some solar panels for my house. So I'm going to be taking a look through here and seeing what is going to be best for me moving forward. So I can see, okay, great. There's some contact information. Fantastic. Most of it is already filled in for me, which is fantastic. Am I a homeowner? Yes, I am. And we're going to put in our address here. And main city. Just filling in this information, and we'll go to our next piece here. So I've now completed quite a bit of information, and I'm going to back out. So the system's actually going to recognize that, and it's going to present an offer to me to go and take a look further in.
Right, when you say system, is it the website that's popping this up?
So this is actually being powered by Genesys Cloud, is presenting this through the website. So it is presenting an offer that is going to link me to another page on the website. In fact, I'll go and I'll check it out. and it's going to basically push me to this tax credit because this one has been set up in a way to recognize that we had a strong lead who has now backed off, and we're trying to really secure that sale. And so it's going to link me to that tax credit, and it's even going to try and kick off a chat, a web message interaction right here. Shifting hats a little bit over into our live now view, I'm able to actually see all of the current live interactions that are happening. And here's our customer, Kyle, on his current interaction. So I can see here the actual full breakdown of the pathway he took through the website. So we were on the residential page, filling out different key pieces here. Different buttons were selected. And then once we actually got and abandoned that form, we did apply that abandoned residential quote. So that content offer was presented. Once that offer is presented, the offer was opened, and there is a tax credit interest. So we can actually see both all the segments that have been assigned to this specific interaction and this specific experience that this customer is having, as well as the predicted outcome based off of their progression through the website. Let's say I go back, I'm going to open up the chat here. And we're actually going to go back into that residential page, re-add in that information. And we can see as we re-add that information, we've now changed that outcome to be a likely residential hot lead. So we are gathering quite a bit of information here and leveraging some promotional or some tools to help try and convert this customer or potential customer. And that really is the power of predictive engagement, is it's trying to predict where your customers, what are they trying to accomplish, what are their potential pain points, and then presenting information or being proactive about securing them.
Yeah. I do know that this information can also be displayed to the agent, right?
Absolutely, yeah. If we were to kick off that interaction here, and then great, we have a little bit of a greeting here, and I'm actually going to, it's actually kicking off a custom prompting here because the system recognized how we progressed, because Genesys Cloud recognized that they were curious about the tax credit because we clicked on that link. So I'm going to go here and we're going to answer that interaction. And right from here, I can take a look at that customer journey and see directly into that that web visit. I can see all that information. I can see their outcomes, their segments that they've triggered.
Yeah.
I have full visibility into that.
Nice. Yeah, because the value there is incredible, like educating and empowering the agent, in this case maybe like a sales agent, with the tax credit. So they're interested in tax credit, right? So that's a good opening then, right? Hey, you're interested in tax credit, without even getting into our next features about Copilot and how we can enhance, just using this right away.
Absolutely. And this can be leveraged for a lot of other avenues as well. If someone's having issues or needs support on your website, we can know exactly what page they're on, where if you could see based off of that view that we had, you could actually see that they have bounced back and forth between specific pages 5, 10, 15 times. We'd be able to see their full progression and provide that information to our agents. So here there's There's that web message, and
Yep.
so you could see which pages are they actually engaging in. Is there a particular point that they seem to get to and then leave every single time?
Right.
So it's not just from a sales perspective, but from a support, from a general customer service perspective. Really providing the best experience, because it's going to be slightly personalized, but it can also provide more information to your agents, and that's key in really supporting them to provide the best experience, the best customer experience.
Right.
So Ryan, what about is there any additional reporting available for predictive engagements?
Yeah, so we do have some reporting available as well, other than just this live now view, but we also have our visitor activity report. So that would actually see how many sessions we have over time, as well as our action map report. So this is taking a look at specifically the different action maps that have been set up. So for the one that we were looking here is, for example, our GSOL checkout abandon. We can see which action maps, and an action map is essentially a set of steps that are followed that are that produce some sort of behavior. So this checkout abandon would actually be tied to, let's say I was looking at a solar panel here, I add it to my cart, and instead of checking out, I leave. That would be considered the checkout abandon. And we would see that here being added in.
Yeah, I think that's setting a lot of operational value, both supervisors and not only contact center managers, but also company managers overall, right?
Yeah.
You can have the C-suite and the executives, asking for reports just based on this data. You can have the developers involved. You can do A/B testing, whatnot. This opens up a huge range of possibilities on to operational, tactical, and strategical side.
Yeah. And we can see.
And then leveraging that, I was going to say, and then just tying it back to AI, right? That likely outcome. Being able to prioritize, I think tying that into now predictive routing, right? Prioritizing potential higher value engagements to agents that are more skilled in closing, right? So having the system predict the outcome and then actually predicting an agent that would better close that particular interaction. Tying it all together.
So we do have, as I mentioned, those other, the action map report and the visitor activity report, but we do also have some of our more typical performance views and reporting options, which I can pop over. So for example, our journey segments view here, where we're able to actually see the actual segments that are being triggered and which outcomes are we getting out of that. So our abandoned residential quotes. What are the actual outcomes that have been achieved? How many people made the payment or stated as residential hot lead? So we do have a few other options, as well as our journey outcomes and our journey action maps that we can leverage as well.
And I see now as a way to use this data, not only think for our marketing team, right, where they could start creating those more unique pop-up campaigns, but also tying in the Genesys Cloud virtual agent, right? I remember you showed how a chat message could pop on screen, and then let's engage a virtual agent. And using Genesys Cloud's virtual agent tool, which we'll talk about in the next videos, is let that engage. Have a 24/7 sales agent. In this example, a GSOL, a solar agent, working leads and transferring them, coming up with an outcome, which I think is great, out of the box tool.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Perfect.
Okay, and with that, I'll pass it back over to you, Edgar.
Yeah, so let's just wrap this up here now and recap what we learned. So with these two tools is we're going to be engaging the client, the lead, or the customer at the right time, with the appropriate tools with predictive engagement, right? So analyzing their pattern on a website, and then either popping up an offer and or a chat at the appropriate time, and also then routing them to the correct agent. So looking at that is boosting that customer satisfaction like we've talked about previously, using this data that eventually I think we can optimize that workforce quite a bit, determining the appropriate skills, and I think also uncovering hidden gems like where a customer should engage virtual agent, Genesys virtual agent, with all that now data that is being gathered. So I hope everyone learned something today. Please reach out to us, Star Telecom, and our associate consultant team. We'll be more than happy to sit down with you to figure out how you can take advantage of these particular tools and the other AI tools that we'll be talking about shortly. So again, Ryan, thanks for the great demonstration. Alec, great insights, and myself, thanks everyone. And we'll see you on the next video.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye, folks.
Bye.